Good evening and welcome to tonight's episode. And we're speaking together with Andy and together we are Andy and Amanda. How are you tonight?
Yeah, okay, considering.
Yeah, well, we've not gone crazy yet. we've got the t-shirts to tell people, mind you, and we sent you a picture to you before, Colleen, didn't we? Do you like our new t-shirts that Amanda
Can't
designed?
repeat what the t-shirts say.
Oh, have you got your own t-shirts then?
I sent you the picture before, Colleen. You know, those white t-shirts.
Nice.
Yeah, Amanda designed that. Amanda?
I got sick of people like jumping in front of me when I'm trying to walk, and nobody gets out of the way.
So what everyone's wondering what Amanda's gone and
nice.
done is she's gone and designed a t-shirt, and we can't repeat one of the words on the
It
t-shirt.
says stop, then there's a hand like hold up as if stop, and then it says 2 beep beep meters apart.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, we put. Of course, like obviously, I've not been out today, of course, officially. But Amanda, you went out today, and as soon as somebody told me after, as soon as somebody came near you, you opened up your coat, didn't you? And then at the back, like that, didn't you?
Yeah, get back, get back.
Was it sort of like a flashing coat moment, was it?
Yeah, well, Amanda's got to be careful. She starts flashing, Colleen, hasn't she?
Yeah, well, whatever keeps people away from me. I joked the other day on Facebook that I was going out for a naked walk, and a lot of people liked it.
Was it one of your, not Tommy, but what's the female version of Tommy? What's the female version of Tommy? Tasha Cooper?
Oh.
Was it your Tasha Cooper moment?
Yeah.
Yeah, Colleen, let Amanda tell you about this joke she put on Facebook the other day.
Yeah, I put a joke on Facebook the other day that I was going out for a naked walk to encourage social distancing. I had quite a few funny comments from that. I think the best one was someone we know goes running and he says, I went out for a run this morning and it was quiet, so thanks.
Alright. So but you do realise that they've closed the parks now though.
I've not I've
Nicky.
not heard talk of it around where we are actually, interesting enough actually. Not heard talk of that one, but I know there's not a lot open up around where we are now, anyway, that's for sure. So can't be clean, don't you? There's a big field at the back of us, and we were up there the other day. Oh, well, Amanda was up there the other day, wasn't she? So I should say, not me. You were up there the other day, were you? That field you talk about back of Keith lives, near the train station. You got straight down that, all right, didn't you? So
more or less. It's a bit. I feel like I'm in a game of Pac-Man sometimes, though, and I've got to avoid the ghosts, except they're just like ignorant people.
You do. It's honest. You hear stories nowadays. It's the fun bit about this is like it's obviously like it's you hear stories about. I've not heard any more stories of fighting or anything in supermarkets. Have you two heard any more of them?
I've not seen any myself, so I don't know where they get where they are when they film these fights in the supermarkets, because I haven't seen that at all.
No, I've got an ex-lodger that works in Asda near me, a couple of miles away, and I was asking through somebody that talks to me the other day, and he said, I found out through the grapevine that there's been no problems in this supermarket. It's been very, very busy. You've had where the Morrison's near us, there's been a 2-3 mile tailbacks on Saturdays and Sundays, people trying to get to the supermarkets. But then you've had Sainsbury's up near us, where they're only letting one person in at once from one household.
Yeah, because I think it's because it's to do with social distancing and also the fact that I think you can only shop for a certain amount. So if you have 2 people, you'll probably buy more than you would normally do.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the reason is.
I think it depends on the shop sometimes, because I know some of the shops near us, and you've told me this, man, from Poundland, haven't you, where they've got like these 2-metre gaps and as you concept about the shops.
On the floor, like tape, so you know where to stand.
Yeah, like I said, it's like I heard a lot of stories about that, and is it Wilkinson you told me about as well, wasn't it? In us?
You queue outside and they don't let you in until someone else has come out.
Yeah, and they're only this is a fairly big Wilkinson store. They're only letting about 6 people in the shop at once. Is it? There's not many. No, you're telling me not many. So it's interesting times here at the moment. Honestly, like I said, it's because I'm diabetic. I'm not allowed to leave the house, unfortunately. So I've got to behave myself. And that's proving difficult, Amanda, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I will tell you one thing, Colleen. We ordered. Have you ever heard of the firm Papa John's?
Yeah, they're really good. They're a pizza company.
Yeah. Oh yes, yes.
Oh yeah.
It was what we did yesterday was because I don't know what it's like there where you are, Colleen. Nearly all the takeaways near us are shut now. They are. I think we've got a Papa John's, Domino's, and I think Pizza Hut might be open still. But we went on to
Deliveries only though.
Yeah, for deliveries only. So we went and got a buy one get one pizza for free deal from Papa John's last night. Ooh, and it was go on, Amanda.
Yeah, it was really good.
Bloody marvellous, right? So I said, are you still working at the moment normally, Colleen, or is your job still carrying on as normal at the moment?
Yeah, well, one of them. The other one is completely shut for like 2 weeks now, and the other is a key worker kind of post where I have to go in. But at the same time, in order for me to do like work with the community, I have to do the key working aspect of it as well. So it's like, but I think that's the norm, I think, in Britain, in companies in Britain, where if you want to do the work that you really want to do, you have to do other aspects of it as well, which in a way is good because you actually see everything from all aspects, so you know what to do when you're actually in the community. But the other thing is, I was going to say last week that's not the only thing I do. I actually do reviews as well for Google, so I'm nearly a level 9, which is really high.
It's a good going. No, well done. Well, that one. So I know at the moment in our case, it's Amanda's been doing a lot of conferences, haven't you, this past week?
Yeah, there's been some writing workshops and things through Zoom, and I've been tuning into those. I've actually been inspired to do my own Twitter live reading later this week.
Yeah, we'll send you the link for that, Colleen. It's on Thursday afternoon, is it? Yeah. And
really good,
yeah. I got asked the other day, Colleen. You remember years ago when we first got talking? I used to run a creative writing workshop in Bolton. I did, and
it's called Trio Writers.
Yeah, that was the one with Gary and the late, correct, Amanda and the late Gary. Yeah, and that went on for about 10 years. That did monthly. Did really well on it. Only had a steady number of people, but it was a good solid group, and eventually it just fizzled out for whatever reason. Part of the reason I had enough space at myself. But I got asked by a South African writer, that's a friend of mine, Amanda's, the other day, that would I do a workshop as a one-off? And I asked you, Amanda, didn't I? So, and then I put a quick note up on Facebook asking, saying I can do one. But I didn't mention I've got Amanda and Alter on it. But I said I'll do it for the 6 people. And how quickly did they fill the slots up, Amanda?
Very quickly. It was a day or two, wasn't it?
Yeah. About an hour, that day is just over a day basis. So we're doing our first one of them on Thursday, and it's that Colleen. It's have you been to a writing workshop ever?
I've been to John Paul O'Neill's writers workshop.
Yeah, have
because because I went to Paris for a little while just to study, and then I came back and I said I've got to go into poetry. So I just joined a Yahoo group, for strangely enough, and that was the group of that person who I think is a writer. He does workshops as well, but it's just that it was really strange because then I got really busy, and then suddenly I heard, he sent an email to his group and said, I'm holding a slam competition, and
I hate slams. Yeah, hate slams completely.
Really?
Yeah.
And that's how I said, hi, John Paul, and that was it. But there was I hadn't seen him since because I think I've been so busy, just just going to work and just getting by, just not been able to go to the slams or anything like that.
Yeah, I tend to be the way around when I'm normally in work. Because me and Amanda, before things changed, we were all over the place, Amanda, all the time, weren't we? So, and we've had to do a lot this past 3 weeks now. We're doing an awful lot of readings on Skype. Well, not Skype, haven't we? It's all been Zoom. It's all been Zoom, actually, really. But I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this workshop this Thursday coming. So it's only it's going to be me, Amanda, our friend Alter, and about 6 other people. And we're going to do it on Zoom on Thursday evening. And I've never done a writing workshop on Zoom before. Now, you've been to 1 or 2, Amanda, haven't you? So
yeah,
this past week. How did they go?
Earlier. Do you want me to tell the interesting story about the writing workshop?
Yes, please.
I was in a writing workshop, and I don't know exactly how Zoom works, but somebody who was one of the participants managed to get it so that everyone could see what was on their screen, and this porn video came on that wasn't meant to come on. So I was just sat there open mouthed at it thinking, am I supposed to write something about this?
No, that's not very...
Very funny. Very funny.
Because
I think I was in the room, Amanda, wasn't I? And I heard you shouting something to me then.
I thought, I hope I'm not meant to write anything about this because I've got nothing.
Absolute it's insanity on Colleen, what you find. But I'll tell you as well, then, to be honest with you, Colleen, as well, it's been interesting as well. Like, since obviously this coronavirus thing's happened, you know already I do my Spoken Label podcast series where I do interview writers. I'm pretty well doing on the podcast every other day now, Amanda, aren't I?
Yeah.
Because honestly, Colleen, I've had so many people contact me. Because I did a podcast today, and you'll like this one, with an American gentleman who I hadn't met before. And I found out he's got a band going at the moment. I think he's on it's a pensions band. And he's got a bass player just joined him who's 85, and he played bass for Elvis Presley for nearly 30 years, apparently he did.
That is really nice. And also, apparently Elvis Presley himself said he's still alive, but he just faked his death. And there's proof. This is on YouTube, and I've seen the YouTube.
I've heard these before. I've heard these before, these stories, yeah. It's possible.
And this is even better. Apparently, a lot of viewers wanted to confirm this, so they sent off this assumption or this statement or this question or query to the government office in the States, and they came back with, it is indeed correct that this person called John Wright or somebody lives at that address and blah blah blah, and it matched with what Elvis in the show in the video said. So there's no denying of it, basically.
It gets stage in society where anything's possible, really, John. Like, there was a story came up the other week about Lord Lucan again, wasn't there? Did you hear about that one?
Apparently he's alive.
Yeah, do you? Have you heard the story of Lord Lucan?
No, but I think there's a lot of things with famous people. There's always rumours going around their lives. Like people reckon Michael Jackson's still alive.
Yeah, Lord Lucan.
Apparently,
Lord Lucan was, people you don't know, obviously, he was quite a famous lord in the early 70s, where basically he wanted to get divorced from his wife to go off with his mistress. Wife wouldn't do it, so he waited for her one night to kill her, and he killed the nanny instead under the runner.
He killed her? Oh my gosh! Yeah,
that sounds nice.
Yeah, but I think people always remember him because he was a very. I've used him picture of him, Colleen. At the time, he was a very good-looking man, really. And I remember Mum's always gone on about this. He's very good-looking, very dashing. Like I said, they've never found him. And
no, apparently he's still alive. So there's quite a few like that as well.
Yeah, if you're looking, you always find as well as when you're in times that we're in now, people start looking at conspiracy theories a lot, really, don't they? So and half the time you don't know what's the truth and what's not the truth sometimes of it. So, what do you think, Amanda, about conspiracy theories?
I think at least 99% of them are false.
Yeah, I think they're false, but then you just have to think, well, just live today as it comes, rather than think about that.
Colleen, I wanted to ask you, going backtracking a bit as well. Obviously, you mentioned you're now a level 9 reviewer on Google. What books have you been reviewing recently out of interest?
No, you see, you ask really interesting questions because the reviews that you do depends entirely on you. So if you've been to a cafe or you've been to a place or a park that you really like, then you do a review on that.
It's places, not books, isn't it? Sorry, it's places, yes. Sorry.
Yeah, they're books.
Beat for brains.
Yeah. It takes me about a week to finish off a book.
It's better than me. It takes me 2 normally. Somebody sat next to you. How many books do you normally read a week, Wanda?
Oh, I don't know. I'm reading 2 at once at the moment. I keep trying to read just one at a time, and then I keep seeing these other books, and then I end up reading loads at once, and it gets confusing.
I can just about do a 2 a month normally. It takes me time. It does. I've just done one. which I didn't really like. But that's a spoiler to go and reading in bed in a couple of weeks' time. So, Colleen, it's now 14:50. We've got 10 seconds.
14. Exactly. Good night, everybody, and stay safe. And good night from all of us.
Yeah,
and see and speak. And hope
see you
to
soon.
Bye.
tune in next time. Yeah. Thank you.